Hello there, gorgeous people. I hope you are doing well. We are back in the studio and I thought it was about time that I did a juicy Q&A. It has been a minute and I did ask people on my social to ask me lots of different questions that you guys want to know, just so that we can feel like we are chatting, we are in this. I don't have any wine with me because my hormones are raging and alcohol is not going to help me, but I'm gonna go ahead and answer all of your questions. So the first question on here is, are you still married? Oh gosh. I mean, clearly this person has not been watching my vlogs, and probably this is because it's on Instagram. And I think it's actually a little bit of a cheeky question to ask. But the answer to if I am still married is yes. I am still married, and I think it's because people aren't used to seeing people who are in relationships not necessarily always showing it, and because I used to show a lot of my relationship and I show less of it now. We probably got grown up and we've got a bit more busy, that, you know, just me and him hanging around together is just not realistic about our lives anymore. We are we got kids, we got responsibility, he's going grey, we are tired, so it's very hard to kind of show that, but we are still together. And it's interesting to see, there were a few questions like that, and I actually have realized that some people have thought that we'd like broken up or something was going on. The drama, darling, the subliminals, darling, like no, we are good. Don't get twisted, we've had a few beefs, we've been on the edge, but we have been able to power through so far and we are still together. Advice for me, someone who's recently moved jobs for more money but hates the new place and I can't afford to leave. Oh, the struggle, the dilemma. Do you pick a job that you love and have less money, or do you work a job you hate and get paid less? I mean, I think the truth of the matter is that there's a time and a season in your life where you may have to struggle through. Now, if it's not working for your mental health and it's not working for your physical health, leave that job. It's not worth the coins. However, if you are willing and ready for a season to work the job you hate, to save up, basically you want to have FU money that you're like, you know what, I've got enough aside, I don't need this job, I can have peace in my life, then that's what you should do. Do the maths. Could you afford to quit that job? If you can, you should. However, I do think any job or scenario that you're in, you can look at that and think, what's the learnings here? What can I take from here? What's the experience that I can have from here? I can tell you that even in the jobs that I've hated, there was something in that job that put more experience in me for what I was doing later on and down the line. That was really important for me. So that's what you should work out doing. One, how can you find joy where you currently are? Two, save up enough money so you can leave when you need to. How did you get your body in shape? Get body, huddy. I mean, I'm gonna be really real. How did I get my body in shape? Cosmetic surgery. Like the other day I thought, oh, my body looks good, and I'm like, babe, you paid for this whole body. The whole body is paid for. And I know people are very anti-cosmetic surgery. Now, I think people are anti when people don't say that they've had a cosmetic surgery. And I'll be honest, I've had my boobs done, I've had liposuction, and I've recently had a diastasis repair along with skin removal, aka a tummy tuck. But I did have a medical condition that actually meant that I had to do the actual treatment for the hernia. If I have to get this hernia repaired, I'm gonna make sure I look good and not have scars in the middle of my stomach. No. Also, I'm gonna say natural genetics, because I've always been what they call skinny fat. I've always been on the slimmer side. Even when I've carried my children, I've stayed pretty slim. I've not ever been someone who's been able to gain a lot of weight. If anything, my trouble was actually maintaining weight. That is not a trouble now. That is not a trouble now. Your girl needs to be on a diet. Your girl is intermittent fasting because the thick is thicking. I am definitely on a journey of being more careful about what I eat and being more consistent about my sleep, my rest, and my lifestyle to aid me looking real good. I have been consistent on the gram, but I'm not growing or getting followers. Do I have any tips? I know people wanting to grow on social media is a huge thing, and I actually I did a whole course on this a couple of years back. I know that this is actually a real job. I have been able to become a millionaire off the back of being an online creator, and there is a process to it. Double check what you're doing against other people and the benchmarks, and make sure you're on top top of the trend so you can get caught. So what ends up happening is it's usually one video, one moment, one piece of content, one article, one blog that causes a ton of people to come and find you, and then they stay because everything else is good. So you really want to look at your like virality. How can you attract more eyes to what you're doing? You may need to switch it up, you may need to try new things, you may need to try some trends and see what happens, but also have your own consistent tone. So don't be afraid to like be yourself and bring your personality into it. I think that's really important, and then keep showing up in that body, that way that you want to show up as, because it's a long road. Okay, so the next question is, when will my order arrive? For those of you who don't know, I had my collaboration with Cosmetips. Now this is an edit, so it's a group, it's my favorites group, right, for a really good price. There is over £450 worth of goods in here, but we are selling this for £115. I've gone to the best of the best when it comes to skincare and makeup. I'll show you every one that I've got in here, and it's literally just so good, so high quality, and I love the fact that I could deliver to you guys at a great price. Now the orders, I believe, are in 3 to 5 days. I'm not gonna lie, it's taking a little bit of time, but they are all coming through. There are a lot to process, and for those of you who haven't had the chance to pick it up, I'll have a link in the description bar below, and I will walk you through everything that I have in here if you haven't been able to see the video already. These are recovery eye treatments masks. These are coming from BR Skin Clinic, who is an amazing dermatologist here in London, and she is award winning. Her products are phenomenal. I go to her, I'm such a fan. And then we have a palette from NARS. Now this is the Cool Crush eyeshadow palette. I put this in here because I wanted to add a bit of color, high quality, and NARS is one of my favorite brands. And someone also mentioned to me about what's the lip gloss that I go to. This is a Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the color Fenty Glow. This is the gloss that goes on top of everything. Now I wanted to be bad and bougie and give you guys some of my favorites in skincare, and this is actually from 111 Skin or 111 Skin. This is a Harley Street clinic. Harley Street is like our Beverly Hills. It's like the best of the best, and this is a dermatology based clinic. They have got really high quality, potent skincare products, and these are the hyaluronic ampules. So these really deliver right deep into the skin, that moisture, that hydration, that plumping, that smoothing, and they're really high quality. And to let you guys know that on its own, this is worth over £100, and it's in this collection. And then we've got products from Murad. This is the Environmental Shield Vitamin C Exfoliating Facial. Murad in general is one of my favorite brands. I'm obsessed with vitamin C. I really think it's one of the things that has transformed my skin over the years. So this is also in the collection. This is actually one that was delivered. This is my Sunday Riley. This is the CEO Vitamin C Serum 15%. This is a really good serum where you can see visible transformation really quickly. And then we have a Rodeo mascara, because mascara is life, and my By Terry Hydra powder, which is a really good hydrating setting power, and it's actually in a true translucent color, so it will work on all skin tones. So I've got you all. Your orders will be coming through. There are a lot of orders coming through, but we are on it. They are coming to you now. Okay, another question is, any plans on writing another book? I just read Heart and Hustle and I loved it. I really appreciate that. For those of you guys who don't know, I did a book almost, could have been 4 years ago now, and I've been offered the chance to write books again. But I'm gonna be very honest with you, writing books is not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not a quick thing. It's not just a wham bam, Bob's your uncle, you're done. I can tell you that writing a book basically took 1.5 years of my life, and it's mental, it's emotional, it's transporting, it's thinking about who you're delivering for, and it means you can't really do as much of the other stuff that you want to do because you really want to be focused. And I right now don't have that level of focus to do in my life. However, there's offers on the table, and I will definitely consider doing another book at some point in time. What's your favorite perfume at the moment? This is such a good question, because yes, we've done the whole Baccarat Rouge, we've done all the YSLs, we've done all the Kalanis, I've done it all. However, this is the secret sauce of perfume. I recently went to the UAE, Abu Dhabi, and there are people who sell basically pure perfume oils, and those hit every other perfume is trash. When they make you a custom mix of oil, this means nothing. It means nothing in the scheme of things. Yeah, but if you can make your way to the Middle East, girls and boys, brand name perfumes, you'll be like, nah, it's all right, it's all right. Or the trick is combining an oil with a perfume. That's a wrap. People will be stopping you in the street. People will be complimenting you, and it lasts all day. What SPF do you use? Trying to find one that doesn't leave that white streak. Oh, I just used the Bondi Sand ones, which is really good and really mattifying. Fab. I also love the La Roche-Posay. Do you know, all things La Roche-Posay, people, La Roche-Posay, amazing. Why are your Cosmetips products not available in Switzerland? My apologies. I'm not in control of where it goes to. It's probably a shipping thing or a legal thing, I'm not sure, but I apologize about that. Will you be creating any more content for the break? So this is something I had to take a break from the break, guys. I had to take a break from the break. I wanted to enjoy myself, live my summer, and I have been spending many years making content. I think people get to a season where they're like, I've said a lot. I've given a lot. However, I do plan to come back, and I think we're going to be doing a podcast over there, so we will see how it goes. So that will be how we're going to come back. But a lot of the content that I've got on there is evergreen and applies now more than ever from a financial perspective. And I think there's a lot of charlatans today and lots of false information about monetization and financial management, and people don't want to teach the fact that, you know what, you just need to be smart, consistent, save, invest, and spend less than you earn. Like, the answer is yes. What is your just one thing? Oh girl, what is my just one thing? I feel like I was asked this when I did the show. My just one thing is failure is the best teacher. I think that's what, I can't even remember. I've got more than just one thing, but like, failure for me isn't a bad thing. I would rather die knowing that I tried than never trying and being scared to fail. Like, that's one thing, is I just lean into it. Yeah, I just lean into failure. I'm in love with your foot. That's not even a question. Have you been cancelled before, and how did you handle it? Oh, that's a great question. I have been cancelled multiple times. I feel like I'm not even worth cancelling anymore. Like, they're over it with me. Finally. And how did I find it? Absolutely terrifying, torturous, scary, emotionally damaging, tears, painful, egos broken, and not enjoyable at all. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like it's left its emotional scars on me in terms of I've shut down, I don't use Twitter anymore, and I feel a lot better for it. But fundamentally, like, it's not the greatest thing, but there's lessons in every cancellation. I'm feeling very low and scared for mine and my children's future. A 3 under 5. How do I find purpose? Well, firstly, I want to send love and hug your direction, because I understand how hard it is when you are trying to balance life, trying to be your own entity, and then also having children. And it's very easy for me to say because I have so much help and I have a lot of independence, but I know not every woman is in that circumstance. And the honest truth is, this thing about finding purpose is, some of us need to make it through to the next day. And I think we can get caught up in the struggle of trying to vision and get to the big picture and the big idea and the pressure to do this and to be all the way over here. But today is so hard. And I think for me, purpose is about setting a small task for the day. A small task for the day. Like, me filming this video is a small task that I just wanted to get done today. I'm not gonna lie. Don't get it twisted. I had been crying earlier on today. Didn't want to tell you that, but I've been crying earlier on today. Had a bit of an emotional breakdown. No one's around right now. Husband ain't here to save me. Kids ain't here to distract me. And I'm still having emotional breakdowns on my own. But I was like, pull your big girl panties up, stop crying, and get something done. And I think that learning to be able to to reframe thoughts, and I think understanding what you're thinking about and determining this concept of purpose, how can you make it smaller and achievable on a daily basis, is really what I would do if you're feeling really low. And of course, seek like professional advice if you really feel like you're in a bad place. Solo travel tips. We're riding solo and solo and solo. I love living my solo best life. I love it. And I've talked about this so many times now, about how I just literally love being alone. Nobody talk to me. I don't want to see no one. I don't want to talk to no one. I will go to a restaurant on my own. I will drink wine on my, look at the smile on my face. The solo travel tips is be very careful. Don't think everybody is your friend. Don't get into anybody's cars, which I have done in the past. That is ridiculous. Watch your drinks and find communities and people to build up with. But definitely be open. Like, I've met people on trips when I've gone alone and made really good friends from traveling alone, but you just be careful. Like, don't just drop into people's laps like that. And yeah, just be careful about the actions that you take, because kidnapping is very real. How do you plan your vacations, and do you have a travel agent? I do not have a travel agent. I plan them basically myself. But going forward, I'm not sure if I want to do that. I'm going to be really honest with you, because planning holidays, especially as a family, is very, very difficult and time consuming. It's such a hassle, but you know, it's also a blessing to be able to travel. But I don't have a travel agent. My advice, what do I have advice when it comes to traveling? Don't have a crazy itinerary. Don't try and have 101 things that you want to get done, because it's not going to happen. So try and say, I'm going to go to a location, enjoy the food, sit down and pick 1 or 2 key things to do. Do I have any plans on having any more kids? The answer is no. No, not from this body, not from this body.